Hello and welcome from the Free Podcast Center in the Woodlands. Today we have Stephen Ward Sr. with us, talking about some of his ideas and some of his insights that he's learned throughout his years. Welcome, Stephen.
Thank you. Glad to be here. Thank you for inviting me. I guess really what I'm here to talk about is the fact that I gave the world clean energy. I do all kinds of stuff Nikola Tesla only dreamed of. I'm not saying that to boast. It's just, the facts is the facts. He wanted to give the world clean energy, and he didn't do it, but I did, because I patented energy from magnets. Let's see.
I have your computer lined up. Do you want to show your patent first, or?
Yeah, since I'm talking about it, I may
Sure.
as well say something about it, and then we'll watch the video. But the very first sentence in my abstract says, an energy-producing magnetic converter is provided to output both electrical and mechanical energy. That's energy from magnets, no matter how you say it. It's even in the title, Energy-Producing Magnetic Converter. That was published in 2009 at my request. And still today, nobody's letting their kids learn how to do this.
Wait, so let me explain for the audience watching at home. I have the patent pulled up right now, and this is your patent?
Yes, sir.
From the United States Patent Trade Organization?
Yes, sir.
Oh, wow. So how did you get this patent? Did you go to through a process, or?
Well, I'll tell you, what happened was, to start with, when I was 14 years old, that's when I came up with the idea that this other part of the magnetic field existed, which had to prove that another part of the magnetic field existed before they would even accept my application, energy from magnets, because it's perpetual motion. So I proved it's not perpetual motion by isolating this other part of the magnetic field from the poles. Like I said, when I was 14, my ag teacher and I, we had what I call 2 weeks of heated discussions, and after that he told me, Steve, go build something and get it patented. I'm not arguing with you no more. And I tried to get a hold of him after I got my patent and everything, and his name was Beanie Norris. And really, he was a good teacher, because he brought those questions to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
he
made you question things. And
yeah.
Yeah.
So, anyway, when I was 14, I was learning about magnetism and electricity and radio waves and stuff like that, and I didn't really understand it. And so, it says in the Bible, if you ask, he'll give it to you. If you lack wisdom, all you have to do is ask, he'll give it to you. So I prayed that God would give me the understanding about this. He gave it to me abundantly. And so because of things that's happened in my life, I didn't have no choice but to find these invisible things. And it's kind of like this. Sometimes things have to happen for other things to be done. When I was 5, I lost sight in my right eye. And so, things happen for a purpose. And that purpose was just so I would be able to see these invisible things. Because when I look at things, everything's 2D. Of course, when I was when I was little, when I looked at things like you, it was 3D, but now everything's 2D. And so I see things differently.
Yeah, because your mind still remembers what the 3D looks like, and it's in 2D, so it has to interpolate that, right, somehow?
Yeah, actually, when I see things, my brain processes, says, whoa, wait a minute, there's something wrong there. And it tries to reprocess it to try to make it look 3D, but it don't work. So.
All right, so when you were 14, did you apply for the patent then, or was afterwards?
No, I piddled with it till, I don't know, I guess I was in my 30s whenever I really, let's see, I guess that's 1989. So I was 29, I guess. 39. No, I was 29. Yeah, 29 when I built my first prototype.
Oh, okay.
That demonstrated this. Before that, I just was always on my mind.
Is that what you have in front of you right now? Is that a prototype, or is it something different?
No, the video shows one of my prototypes where first off, I isolate the magnet from the pole, from the power supply. And so I prove with this device and other devices that the energy comes from the magnet. And because I'm able to generate both electrical and mechanical energy, it has to come from the magnet. It can't come from anything else because it's isolated from that power supply.
I see.
And because there's an air gap, well, when you watch that video, I kind of explain it.
Maybe let's pull up the video if you can. Can you go to that screen and I'll put up on the podcast as well?
All right.
All right. So let me get to it. All right. So you can press play and then just explain it and pause when you feel you need to explain something, or maybe if I have a question or something.
It coming to both poles and going away from both poles, which that's what it's got to do to be speeding up. It has to come to both poles and then go away from both poles.
I don't know if that's playing.
Is there a way to turn the volume up? If it's just going away from them, it's going to
let me just pause.
all the way up. So it has to come to you and go away. You know, I got poor videos I'm not going to fit to you. So what I'll do is I'll pause it and I'll explain it to you.
Yeah, please.
Where my right hand is, right below my right hand, there's a green deal. That's a magnet. And then below where the bottom part of the Texas, if you go straight below that, that's where the drive motor is, and it's a DC motor. And what I'm doing is I'm spinning that piece of steel or magnet. It's a magnet because of proximity. Once it's close to that other to the permanent magnet, it becomes a magnet. So, in other words, what I'm doing is I'm causing there's an air gap between that magnet and this piece of steel that's spinning, and then another air gap between that piece of steel that's spinning and that core where I got that wire wrapped around it. And so, when I get this thing running, I show that I'm generating a current with that voltmeter, and then I show that I'm generating motion because I got a tachometer and everything on there, and you see that it's what the speed is. And then whenever I put a full load on it, short it out, it increases in forward motion, and the required input goes below idle. Which means if I had this in a car and I started going up a hill, I'd have to hit the brake rather than giving it gas because it's going to speed up. So
you have a voltmeter connected to this machine, and how much can you see how volts are coming out of there? Is it a difference between what the input is?
Yes, it's different. And yeah, you can, if you watch that whole video, you can't hear much, but if you watch the video, you can see there's a voltmeter and also a handheld oscilloscope laying on the right-hand corner of that table that I'm standing behind. From looking from my from where I'm standing, from your view, it'd be the left-hand front corner.
Okay, got it. Those red things?
Yeah, one of them is a multimeter, and the other one is a handheld oscilloscope.
Yeah,
and so I mean. With all that stuff, I'm proving that the energy comes from the magnet, and then also because of those air gaps, I'm actually wirelessly transmitting motion because I make that speed up, and I'm wirelessly transmitting electricity because I show there's current being generated through that wire. And like I said, when you take this electricity to use it for like a light bulb, then what happens is it increases in forward motion, and so you generate more electricity too.
Like I'm not very technical when it comes to science and like physics, so I don't really know how to verify any of this or like what I like. But it sounds interesting. If anyone's watching out there, maybe you can shed some light on this, like in the comments. Like, is this what he's saying? Because it seems pretty amazing.
Well, any other generator, when you take electricity out, you have to put more energy in. And when you take electricity out, you get to use that excess torque motion.
Mm-hmm. And you said you've tried to bring this up to people?
Oh, I've been going to the Texas State Board of Education since I think about I know for sure in 1990 I was there because I even have a letter from Texas A&M saying I was there in 1992. But they won't let me show it to students there. Matter of fact, I brought one of my prototypes with me where I'm showing that I make gravity in a sealed container.
Yeah, let's see that actually. Here, let me get to the. All right, so this is the container, and then what are we looking at here?
This is a Galileo thermometer. They're made to where these tags hang down like this because it's a thermometer. This one here is stuck to the surface, stuck to the side, sideways. I hypothesized that I could make gravity. This is the result. I took one of these to deal at a NASA event, and I showed them that, and they told me, "Here, you stand over there. You can't talk for free." And that picture's on my website right now showing that they told me, where they told me to stand over to the side. But
can you show this camera too? Actually, this might have better lighting here. Oh yeah, there we go.
So what I'm looking at, what I'm trying to point out here is see, it's made to where it don't stuck. So this is fighting Earth's gravity and the inner workings of this thermometer. So that gravity that I made there is real strong.
So how did you do that, though? How did you make this different than a normal thermometer?
Well, see, look, watch. See, that's the way it's supposed to do right there. It's not supposed to get stuck like that. They're made to where they don't get stuck. But
yeah. So what did you do though? Like, did you put it in a process, or did you wish it for it, or?
No, I see you're wanting me to define gravity. That's really what you want me to do.
No,
I'm fixing to. I'll define it for you if you want me to.
No, I'm just wondering. It was a normal thermometer, right?
It was a normal thermometer.
And it's now it's not.
Now
so
it's not
what
because
happened there? Yeah.
I caused gravity to be generated in that tube, in that sealed container on the surface, which that's what it's doing. It's sticking to the side, to the sideways, the surface. That's exactly what it's doing. Let's see here just a second. But really the question is what is gravity? There's nothing moving to cause the theory that they teach. There's nothing moving. That's not what causes gravity. Gravity's not really what they're saying. But
no, I definitely agree that the science establishment is not telling the truth. A lot of things. There's free like Tesla, like you said, that he created a Wondercliff, the tower in New York that actually pulled energy from the cosmos, and an unlimited amount of energy he can send across the world actually through that cosmos layer. So it's definitely there. There's free energy. This could be interesting. Like I said, I don't know enough about science to explain all these things. There might be like imperfections in that glass. Like there's a lot of variables. And
I've done it multiple times to different ones, and realistically, you're right about Nikola Tesla. He wanted to bring the world clean energy. He wasn't allowed to.
I know that there's definitely forces that are stopping amazing things. That's why, like, I'm open to anything. Like, I'm not going to say no to anything. And this is why we're bringing your story here. I want you to explain the best side of your story. And then I don't know the answers. I can't tell you if it's true or not. Like, I'm not that authority.
Yes, sir. Well, let's put it this way. Everybody that's required to look at all the information, I give it to them and they agree. Other people just come to uninformed conclusions. They don't know about this other part of the magnetic field that's been isolated from the poles by me and people I don't even know. And what I mean by that, it's been through a peer review process. Meaning I wrote the paper telling them how to isolate this other part of the magnetic field from the poles. That's my book that I have. It's only 5 pages.
You have a book? Can you share that on the website, or what is it called? How can people find it?
You have to go to my website and ask me for it.
Okay.
Because the reason why I do that is because I want to make sure that whoever gets this is going to do the right thing with it, which is share it with kids. Because let's be honest, another part of the magnetic field isolated from the poles. Whew. So let's back up a minute. You brought up the Wardenclyffe Tower. First 4 letters is Ward.
Yeah.
All right. So that's part of the reason why I call Ward Force what I do. Plus, the main reason is because it's the force that controls forward and backward motion. That's what I've isolated. Like I said, people I don't even know has isolated it. And the way to understand that is, north and south attract, right? Well, I saw they also repel each other. North and north attracts and repels. South and south attracts and repels. You see what I'm saying, right? If you pinch yourself on the finger, a current goes up your arm. Everybody knows that. Simple terms, current's defined as a magnetic field in motion. That's the part of the magnetic field that's been isolated from the poles, what controls that motion. Think of how that can help burn victims, people with paralysis. And I'm not allowed to show this to students nowhere. The teachers refuse to show them my website. I don't get that.
Well, that's why we're here. We're here to share your story. I'm sure a lot more people are going to reach out to you with questions. So where can they do that? Can you, the website, what is the website again for the audience?
Wardforce.com, WARDFORCE.com. Now, like I said, that's only one very small benefit from just this one discovery that I call Woodforce, talking about energy from magnets. There's lots more. Like I said, I'm actually demonstrating, Nikola Tesla demonstrated wireless electricity using the Warden Cliff Tower. I demonstrate wireless electricity and motion. I'm using junk, and I'm dumb as a box of rocks, dirt poor, but I'm doing the best I can, and I know that this needs to get out there where people can use it. If everybody finds out, how they gonna stop it?
So why do you think they are stopping it? Why don't?
Well, if they really, I don't. I can't really give you an answer.
Yeah, because
other than these people that I talk to at these universities. I go to these colleges, universities. I've been all over the United States. I can name people at different universities that I've talked to about this.
We don't need to name names. Yeah.
But I'm just saying, the point being is they tell me, they get mad. They get real mad. They tell me get out of there, that they call in the security and have me leave immediately. I was at one place in Kansas. The sheriff's office come to my motel room and gave me a warning ticket, told me if I went back on that public property, I'd be arrested for criminal trespassing.
Really?
And I said, all I was trying to do is get them to show this to kids. I said, look, I got an email from the governor. And I tried to I couldn't find the email. I was all shook up because I couldn't believe somebody was doing that.
Yeah.
Anyway, without getting into all that, the point being is what we're talking about here is invisible things and different parts of these invisible things that are invisible.
You know, Nikola Tesla actually has a great quote about that. He said that humanity won't go to the next level. I'm butchering it here, but it won't proceed to the next level unless it starts testing invisible things.
Well,
because we got to test all the different things. Like people don't talk about the placebo effect or something like that can cure. People with their mind can cure any disease that happens. Just some percentage of people, like, you know, they take a sugar pill and then they cure themselves of cancer. Like if we try optimizing that, I'm sure we can get it to 10% or something, then maybe to 15%, but we don't even investigate the power of the mind at all.
Well, there's so much more. You want to learn the secrets of the universe? I can tell you how I'm doing it.
Well, tell me, yeah, please. And tell everyone.
Well, I'll tell you on my website. However, the long story short is the way I'm discovering secrets in the universe, like, for instance, another invisible thing is what's causing climate change. On my website, I actually demonstrate climate change. That means I know what it is. It's not carbon. Anyway, point being is, you know, we're talking about invisible things, and how can you describe something that nobody's ever seen? You know, so I tell what reactions it's caused by them is the best I can do. And there's so much more that I've done that I don't put on the internet. Let's be honest. In my book, I tell you how to build a prototype that's patent pending. And in this book, this peer-reviewed paper is 5 pages. In those 5 pages, I give you a list of materials, where to get the materials, step by step, how to build and operate 2 devices, pictures, drawings. Do you understand how simple it is? 5 pages. Took me about a day. I spent about $200 to build those 2 devices, and I didn't even have all that information. A day and about $200. I guarantee you can do it a lot cheaper and quicker. More so since I tell you where to get the stuff. I had to
I need to read the book. Hopefully I can get it. Other people, if you want to get it, go to wardforce.com. Leave some questions in the comments. Maybe if you ever come back, we can answer them if there are those questions. But we are out of time, and it was a pleasure to have you. And we just scratched the surface of this stuff. So do you have any final words?
Yeah, I just hope that people share this, because I just hope and pray one will be inspired and discover something much greater than energy from magnets. I have, and I know you can too.
All right. Well, that's a great place to leave it. And I hope this does inspire everyone. Please like and share and comment, and we'll see you next time. Thank you, Stephen.
Thank you, Michael.